Next, we have a returning guest, someone I enjoy a lot, very talented, dedicated professional, John Dustin of J.E.D. Insurance and Financial Service Agencies. Welcome back, John.
Jeff, thank you for having me back.
Great.
It's been since 2012.
Really, that long? John, today I thought we were going to talk about insurance trends, and there's always a few things going on, correct?
Yes, there's generally either legal changes within the legal environment, business conditions, the economy. Lately, it's been pretty competitive, and people have been hit in a few different directions. We've seen some federal changes with the flood laws, as well as some health care changes through Obamacare, and certainly a lot of business pressures. We're seeing a lot of people migrate towards employment practice liability, directors and officers, or management liability. There's just a lot going on out there.
Well, do you want to knock off one at a time? I'm a big fan of professional liability. It's an interesting topic for me.
Yeah,
I'm always in the middle of a storm.
Jeff,
So-
you hit a pertinent point that a lot of people don't understand, that when they're out providing their service, because we've certainly moved toward a service industry environment, that there's a need if they make a mistake, which is not covered in their other policies like general liability, that they have professional liability to cover them for the lawsuit that comes in for you caused a loss to my business.
Right. Now, I assume, being from a major accounting firm, that you have professional liability.
We do.
You do. But, most consultants I know don't have professional liability.
There's a trend in our industry always to call on larger organizations. And unfortunately, we've moved toward the predictive modeling in insurance where small companies get sort of homogenous business owner policies. But in doing so, they don't get a thorough review of their coverage, and somebody doesn't say, hey, your biggest exposure, Jeff, is if you cause me a financial loss.
How often do you suggest a company, meet with you or someone like you to just look at their insurance policies and do a comprehensive analysis on if they have the right coverage and the right limits and so forth?
We operate a little bit differently than a lot of independent agencies in that if you agree to do business with us, we have a requirement that you either do a face-to-face interview or a phone interview with our firm on an annual basis. Protects us if you make changes, protects you in that if you offer a new line, for example, a lot of accountants are getting into offering financial service products, stocks, bonds. Well, if your errors and omissions policy precludes that and you get sued, now you're defending it out of pocket and it's costly.
Have you seen, especially some of the recent cases in the newspaper with Target and things like that, cybersecurity policies? Is that a new trend?
That is a quickly developing area.
Cybersecurity policies.
Sure.
Educate me.
You have a company that does business over the internet and someone hacks into their site and takes your personal information or your credit card, or they do data breach of Jeff Davis, and there's only one Jeff out there, so they run wild with Jeff's information. But it's important to have risk management techniques in place, firewalls, security, reviews of financial information, deleting credit cards after you do a transaction, but equally as important now is securing coverage for that.
Sure. Yeah, insurance can't replace just prudent business policies and all that, but...
And we try to help clients through the maze of, you should have this or that. Again, some of it's thrown in on your policy, but generally cyber technology is at a low limit if it's covered at all.
What about, you said health insurance, there's changes going on there. This is an area where I think entrepreneurs always feel out of control and that they have no way of controlling this, and it's the expense that's killing everyone.
Well, you coined a phrase one time with me, win-win.
Yes?
I don't think health insurance falls into a win-win proposition.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something nice to me.
No, it's a good phrase, though.
It is.
Health insurance, as I see it, and as we deliver services to clients, we see the employers paying more, and it's a big part of the percentage of their operating expense, and we see employees taking deductibles, participating more in the cost through cost-sharing programs, and their premiums are also going up. So they're getting less coverage, and the employer's paying more, so there's really no win-win. And they've also implemented through Obamacare in Massachusetts, you need pediatric dental if you have children under 12 listed on the program. Some of the companies weren't ready for that in January, and Delta had to change their pediatric dental to be compliant with Obamacare. You're going to see a lot of changes again in 2015 with plan design and premium.